my story would begin when my brother and I were getting tested for the BRCA mutation. We decided to get tested after my mom was diagnosed with ovarian cancer at age 50. I watched what my mom was going through, and in my heart, I think I always knew, like, if she had it, I had it. And not knowing was definitely a lot more stressful for me than being able to have that knowledge and start developing a plan and an understanding and doing some research. I got results and I was positive, my brother was negative. Then I had about 5 years to kind of just sit with that information. My mom's surgical oncologist referred me to Dr. Faith Goldman. And so I had a meeting with her and I was heard. She listened to me. I was 25 and I was ready to develop a plan. And she heard my concerns. She saw that my mother and I were very close. I think she understood that I definitely was carrying around that weight that I was talking about when you watch somebody you love go through something that you know you might have to experience. She has a really great way of making you feel like you're in the driver's seat. You know, she might have all the maps, she might have all the directions, but she's definitely letting you take control. So she said something along the lines of, when you say it's time, it's time. And that gave me kind of the first sense of control over my health that I had in probably that 5 years. But after, 2 years and a scare with potential breast cancer, I woke up one morning and I was like, I'm done. It's time. So I made an appointment to see Dr. Goldman, and she honored her word. When I said it was time, it was time. The best part was I was making this really scary decision, but I had total faith in the doctors that were taking care of me, that I knew it was going to have a really good outcome. The healing process was a process. 4 weeks ago, I got married. He stood by me through all of this, very real, uncomfortable stuff. He saw me with the binding and the drains and, the binding again and another drain. And he always had this really unique way of making me feel beautiful when I have a piece of sandwich falling out of my mouth. So the fact that he was able to look at me and make me feel like I wasn't this broken puzzle piece when I felt very much so like a broken puzzle piece. Feel better than I did before. I don't walk around with this weight on my shoulders. I know I'm healthy, and I know I did something to make myself feel healthy. It was the best decision I ever made. When I saw Dr. Goldman for my follow-up appointment following the prophylactic double mastectomy, I was told that they found something. I've never had a more terrifying and validating moment in my entire life. She told me that they found ductal carcinoma in situ, which is not cancer, but with the BRCA mutation, you never know what could have happened. So it was one of those things that I started to think, like, oh my goodness, what if I didn't make that choice and I went through the screening for another 2 years? Could this have turned into something worse? But it was completely validating that I listened to my gut, but also Dr. Goldman listened to my gut too.